Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Roleplay Give. We are playing, well, if I had my camera set up right, which I don't, I'll have to fix that later. Uh, we are playing against the Giants. Boy, I'm sorry, now that I'm looking at it on Twitch, it looks terrible. I did a terrible job of cutting our images, and Adam's not even there. Um, oh, I'm on the wrong.
We introduce ourselves while we.
Oh, no, I went to battle scene and not battle scene with guest, which is
Oh,
where Adams. Now we look right. Okay.
nice.
Okay. Um, all right. So, we are playing against the Giants. We are in Module 2 of Against the Giants. The racial, or not racial, the glacial rift of the of the ice
Wow,
giant.
that's a whole different game.
Yeah, not one we'd be playing. Not
It's,
Racial
it is sort of
rift.
like living in Florida, though.
yeah, yeah.
I believe you.
I believe
Especially
you.
with
During
Governor
Black History
Dumbass.
Month?
Yeah, things have had an up.
Didn't your governor get rid of Black History Month?
I think he's trying.
Yeah.
He's an
We'll all
idiot.
celebrate it harder on your behalf, Tony.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What a numbnuts. Anyway, we are we are gonna play the glacial rift of the ice giant of the ice giants. They are actually below the rift at this point. The rift is in as is implied in the title, a glacier, and they have since gone subterranean underneath the glacier, in sort of ice caverns beneath it. Uh, they had been up till recently, and by recently in game time, really up until the last 10 minutes or so, been able to avoid too much interaction. But at this point, it's a fair bet most of the layer knows they're here. So, they have just gathered out in an like sort of a crossroads in between a number of chambers where they had been sort of bottlenecked as they walked in here by ogres and giants. They have, to their knowledge, cleared the area thus far of guests, dignitaries, and guards. Basically, everybody's dead that they're aware of. And we're actually picking it up, I
Coffee?
think, right from there. So, if we would like, why don't we just actually go around and do quick intros, and we'll start with Dusty.
I just made a Robotech joke, which nobody laughed at, and Paul didn't even acknowledge, which was, they're all dead. And I said
I got it now. I was like, it's too late for coffee. I don't want to have coffee right now.
it was a Robotech joke.
I got
All
it.
right, just so folks know why I said coffee in the middle of your monologue.
Yeah.
I'm Dusty. I play Vela Darkison. She's a Claire Rogue, two levels of Rogue, and then the rest is all Grave Cleric. Hanging out with Dalt, keeping the undead in the get them out of the threshold, in or out. No dilly dallying in the threshold between death and life. And has a huge crush on Robespierre, who's not here today, but who will be played by others. And she.
Oh man, this is when the agreement to move in is gonna happen.
and I don't know what else. She tries really hard not to be a cultist.
There we go. All right.
That's all I got. I think
From there, we'll.
she likes fuzzy animals
This is true. Fuzzy
and has a rat.
animals. That we don't hear about much.
No, he comes out to play occasionally.
We never hear about him getting fed. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he eats rations with me every day.
Yeah, we don't. We also don't talk about when the rat poops either. So I mean, it's cool. Well, sometimes we do. Uh, Ed, let's move it over to you.
I can't follow that.
You have a friend too.
No rat poop at all.
No.
Incontinent.
I am playing Elva Willowspark, an Aasimar fighter, battle master, who spent her formative years lost in the Feywild before returning here in the time that she aged 20 years, 40 years passed within the world. So she is making connections and trying to determine where her place in the world is again, though that's been sort of sidetracked by falling into this adventuring party and allows her to not deal with those issues for now. And yes, she has a companion named Katha, who is a small celestial spirit, but is a familiar and not a natural creature, so no need for eating or pooping.
Important to know the distinction between the two, particularly when planning for their care. Uh, Moving over to Robin.
Hi. Yeah, I play Meriwether. She's a ranger and druid, kind of a mix. 8 levels druid, 5 levels ranger. Meriwether is a furbolg and originally set forth to make some maps because she's a cartographer and wanted to learn more about the land outside of her little tribe's area. Got caught up in some business with Galen Primewater, and I don't even know if Meriwether really knows what she's doing now. I feel as the adventure continues, she's more and more lost as far as what the purpose of her presence is. But she's trying her best to help her friends.
Moral compass is my vote.
I don't even know if that's happening much anymore though. So
It's gotten crazy. It has gotten crazy. Over to Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony. I play Nuben Hammerhalter. Nuben is tiefling monk, Way of the Kensi. He also is a beer brewer. He's from a beer brewing monk monastery. I almost said tribe, and that was not correct. Um, uh, so he brews beer, he drinks beer, and he likes to hit things.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a hobby.
Yeah.
And last but not least, our special guest, Adam.
Hi everyone, my name is Adam. I am fortunate enough to be playing two characters kind of in the campaign. One of which I am currently playing is Aang, which is the counterweight to one of the more primary characters in the campaign, Korra. Both of the characters are on their quest to find balance in the world, and to locate these threads that they have been tasked with obtaining themselves. And I believe that Aang is probably more of the I would say evil, but he doesn't consider himself evil. But he is certainly not nearly as cheerful as Korra. So
All right. Fair enough. So that brings us to where we left off. Oh, and then Robespierre is usually played by Winston, who can't make it tonight. Robespierre is a UNT Warlock, Pact of the Hexblade, level 15.
Level
He
15?
14?
He's got 2 levels on us?
Oh, are you guys 13?
Yes.
Okay, I did my
We
math.
don't have
Ed,
to
shut your
be.
mouth.
No. Level 13's.
We
I was.
could be level
I'm not
15.
shutting my
did-
mouth about Winston being 2 levels above us.
I did the math wrong off of what Robin was describing, and I was
I
like,
said 8 plus 5.
"That's totally 13." And I went, "Wow, they're 15 already. Man, I'm gonna really have to juice up the drow stuff because they're gonna be too high level."
Fuck it, I'm leveling up.
No, he is level 13 Warlock, Pact of the Hexblade. He's packed
And 2 levels heart
with the
throb.
Weaver. He multi-classed in sexy.
Yeah, I did.
But it's mostly the accent. Uh, so
That's probably true.
that is your adventuring party. And so Robespierre had also summoned Max 1000, his fire demon pit fiendy type, but a little lower. I don't know why we use a UNT abomination for the token, but uh,
That's the form he
Because he's
assigns
the
it.
Monty.
That's the form he wanted it. Yep. Okay. But it's usually like not a pit feed, but it's the equivalent of like a spine level or something.
It's a fiendish spirit, so it is
Ah.
whatever he wants it to
Wants
be,
to
and so
oh,
he summons this creature.
got it. Okay, sorry. Head dog duty here. Quick. All right. Um, let's see. So, uh, that's you know, he's the max 1,000 is still standing in the intersection between everything that's going on. You guys have battled, and it has just now gotten to a brief moment of quiet. None of you are naked. There is no axe. But what do you wish to do?
Well, I'm going home. Not sticking around for this bullshit.
I was told there'd be nudity on axes.
Naked axe throwing.
Vela's gonna come out of the room once the game unpauses and say, so what are we doing? Feel like we might need to regroup. Also, I'm really kind of not super healthy. Any chance we think we maybe want to sleep in that giant's room? Barricade the door?
Do you think that that's possible or wise, considering we just made this noise and there are a bunch of giants who will likely be after us shortly?
I know it's not wise. It was mostly just me saying, I'm tired.
We could
But
try.
I
I
don't
think
think.
it's unlikely we'd be successful.
Yeah, I think we'd probably just wake up and be sad and not be any further along. So keeping going is probably a good plan. Where are we going? Mary, do you know anymore?
I know where we were heading, yeah, but we have to take a detour because there seems to be rock between what we're going for and where we are. So there's a few corridors we haven't tried yet, but your guess is as good as mine how they would twist around.
Just ask, what's the plan with this one? When we find it, especially given our current group size.
Well,
What do you mean?
I
I'm
would
not
suggest that
understanding.
we take it and hold it as we've done with others.
Well, you're wearing one.
No?
Oh,
Holding one.
it's in the bag holding.
No, I have one in my bag. I don't, but I don't.
Got it.
Elva's never put it
Okay.
on.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Vela, there's somebody here who's sworn to steal these things from us. Maybe we don't want to be discussing our plans right in front of them or where we're holding all our items.
That's fair. Aang, is there any way that we can like confirm that you're not going to steal these things from us? Or do you have a way of getting Cora to come back?
I know exactly where Cora is. He's far away from here for some reason. I don't intend on stealing them. And while I'm doing this, I'm still searching the area and I'm also mumbling to myself.
Well, maybe I misunderstood then. I thought you said you were trying to take them all or needed them all.
I did.
So if we don't give them to you, how will you react then?
I'm trying to stay in character. Um, whether you give them to me or not, it's of no consequence. I intend to obtain all of the threads.
Okay.
You-
So you will
Laughs.
steal them, is what you're saying, if
I don't think
necessary.
theft is suggested.
Are you just going to kidnap us?
How are threads removed?
He's gonna kill us, Vela, because that's the only way you can take one of them off.
I don't intend
Remember?
to kill you unless I have to.
Well, it's the only
As
way
of
to
right
remove
now,
one.
you all are doing a very fine job of getting yourselves close to death. I think if I play my cards right, some of you might fall right in front of me.
You're a breath of fresh air. Just so happy and chipper. I kind of miss Cora.
Me too.
Did she send any mangoes by chance? It's been a while.
Just this one. That's the seed. I have a dried mango seed around my
Right.
neck.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna over to Mary in your head. So if we're not talking out loud, what are we doing with this thread and how are we getting rid of the crazy guy? But you can't talk back.
I know that, so I'm not speaking. I just sigh.
And I will talk at you. Should we intentionally go the wrong way? I'll follow. Let's just follow Mary's lead, everybody.
No, Mary is not. I don't really care to be the leader in this endeavor.
You have the map.
You
I
have the best idea of where we need to go.
You don't have to lead, but can you point?
I know where the item is. Well, the general location. But I don't know how to get there, and I don't know if I want to get there as long as we have somebody who's promising to obtain all these threads for possible nefarious reasons in our party. So I will accompany you all as and help as best I can, but I don't feel comfortable trying to find something like that right now.
Our dogs are going crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk.
Well, then I think we should make a decision as to whether we're pursuing this or not. If we're not going to go get it, then let's turn around. It's a long walk back, but
Well,
that's
I
where
think
we
we
are.
know Aang is gonna go get it. Maybe we follow his lead.
I don't think Aang's going to get it. I don't think without us he can.
But he's going to try.
Yes, and perhaps then we'll take his path and we'll obtain two when we come back.
Shouldn't be too hard.
But if we're not going to continue on right now, then let's leave. I don't know where the thread is located, so I can't lead us.
So, and I'll walk forward, and I'm just gonna go this direction.
Hey, Paul, is the hall pretty silent?
Uh,
With the exception of
you can
dialogue?
make a perception check. It after all of the quiet. I mean, it's relatively quiet right now.
It's a terrible perception.
Yeah.
I was just wondering whether or not I could hear things reverberate off of a cave wall. You know?
Well, I mean, you can. Your guys are hearing, typical cavern noises, but with all of these like confluence of uh, sort of caverns coming into a center, uh, hard to say if there's anything that's leading you one way or the other. Um, I don't, I'm sorry. I don't have anything else to add. I mean, I
Yeah, I did
eventually
roll
will.
a 6.
Yeah, it
So
didn't give you much. Sorry.
I think I'm trapped in a wall. I was trying to get
Uh,
over by Vela so I could help her out, but every time I move, I'm just
these
getting
walls
caught in
are
these
so
walls.
bad. I've actually been like moving them while you guys are talking to make them get them out of your way. Um,
Maybe I'm
so
gonna. I'll go.
did you get stuck again?
No, I'm just
Oh,
trying to find a way to walk over by Vela without
I'll move you over.
colliding with the wall.
All right.
All right. Thank
There.
you.
No
I'm
problem.
going to cast a spell on Vela. I'm going to heal her. I'm just going to heal
Aw,
you
thanks.
because you said you were low. So
Yeah.
I just have to find it. Oh, maybe I didn't even have to come all the way over to you.
That's okay. I like the company.
Okay. I couldn't remember which spells I had with this character. I don't cure very often. I have healing word, but I'll cast it high enough so that it actually does some good, hopefully.
Ed, what's your
Nice.
passive
Ooh,
perception?
20.
Right. There's
Okay.
17.
thank you. I could probably heal myself too,
You
but I
hear
didn't want
the
to.
sound of a like a chain rattling to the northwest, just ever so like it's just like a chain got shuffled over, but large chain.
Uh, I will lean into Vela and Mary as Mary's healing Vela and say, "There's something rattling to the northwest. Sounds like a chain. Something heavy. Perhaps a prisoner?
What about if we go this way and you send Katha that way?
I can do that.
That way we can investigate it without taking Aang with us.
Uh, if I look through Katha's eyes, I'll be blind. I prefer not to do that with a threat amidst us. So I'll just have Katha report back.
Okay.
So I will summon Katha and send her to investigate.
Okie doke.
It's still like before we take that summoning spell slot or whatever needs to happen for that.
It's not.
Is it
It's
still like
nothing. It's not a
oh,
spell
okay.
slot.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to cost you in
Yeah,
case
it's
it was
already
like
been cast, so it's just an action to dismiss or bring
okay.
back.
Just thinking if the wind is still absurd like it was earlier.
No, that's different. No, you're no
Okay.
longer on the rift. You're underground now.
Sounds good.
I have made it to the Cloud Giant's chamber yet?
You can have if you wish to have.
Yeah,
Is,
That was up here.
is Katha going east?
Is that where I heard it?
No, to the northwest.
Then why is Katha going east?
I don't know. Who's moving Katha?
Who's moving Katha?
Not me.
Not me either.
If you're talking about this, that's not Katha, that's Nubin.
The little
That's Katha right
serpentine?
there.
Wait, where is
I
Nubin? I don't even. Nubin's over here.
Yeah, and I'm stuck now. That area is death.
Yeah.
so I don't know
I
who's
tried to
moving
circle
Katha,
around.
but don't.
I'm moving Katha back to you, Ed, to the center. Sorry.
Who
Can
was
you
that?
I
can
don't
you
know. It was moving square by square.
And then Noob, you are right here.
yeah, could you bring me back over with the group?
Yep. Okay.
Katha doesn't have vision, so I can't see anything with that token.
Let's change that. Okay.
Okay. And which way am I hearing it? Is it like right? Well, there's not. I guess there's a little path right there. Down
You.
that way. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Then Katha can describe what you are seeing. There is a storm giant woman who has is chained to the floor. Her ankles are manacled, and her wrists are manacled to her ankles, which are also then chained to the floor. Um, she in front of her is a huge, like a Katha can smell, right? Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
And as she starts describing this, I'm going to just shift my vision over for a moment to get a look.
okay. What on that table is just food, like really well cooked, delicious smelling food. Uh, and it looks as if you know it had been laid out within the last half hour. Looks like she could reach it if she wanted to, but is steadfastly not. She looks gaunt and tired. Uh,
I'm gonna have Katha fly up very visibly right in front of her, maybe like 15 feet away, but
okay. In
and see just to see how she reacts.
the eyes like get like little flashes of lightning silver in them, uh, and it almost looks as if you know, like she is using her vision differently, and says, "Well, who has sent you, little one?"
I'll say to those around me, I'll shift my vision back. There is you said a storm giant?
Storm giant.
A storm giant prisoner chained up in a cavern not far away. It might be a way to gain some information, perhaps an ally.
Right, I think from the thing that Newbin read, the storm giants, they never made a deal. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Which would explain why one would be held prisoner. We faced a cloud giant. I'm not very clear on giant hierarchy. And the giants in the Feywild are all a bit mad.
Tea party.
Well, in any case, maybe we can help her out.
Right.
I like this idea.
But somebody should keep
She
an eye on our little friend while
she did not react aggressively to Katha, which I take as a positive.
that is good. That is good. Did you want to go speak with her?
I think it's a better course of action than any other we have in front of us.
Ayla's gonna start moving rather than um and ropes.
Newbin will
I
follow.
think I think maybe max 1,000 could take the rear.
Oh, these walls really are awful.
Well, and I feel like the tokens are just going all over the place.
Yeah, I just
I
updated.
don't
It
know what's
wasn't doing
going
this. It wasn't
on.
doing this the last game, was it? Like this bad?
No,
No.
not for me.
And I just updated, and I'm wondering if there's been an update to the walls, and that it's made it even worse. I wonder if I can just like turn off the restriction,
Don't.
but leave the like.
Is there a setting for like a
Yeah.
collision?
Yep. There is. So I've
Because
I've
turning that off would probably do
I'm
wonders.
I'm trying like each each type of wall, each section of wall drawn, I have to alter it for. So,
Oh god.
which is a lot. So I'm just gonna go into each room you go into and try to do it quickly while you're doing whatever it is.
You could just like in the section we're in, like the tall walls. Like if we've already been in the Cloud Giants room in this room, you could remove. They could just maybe delete the walls on that.
Well, it takes just as long to
I,
do that as it does to do this.
oh, okay. Because I thought you could highlight more than one wall and hit delete. So is Aang up in the Cloud Giants room?
He is.
And Mary ran up there with him.
Yeah, he looked lonely, So I thought I'd
Yeah, he
keep him
did.
company.
If I see you run in that way, Robes, maybe Max 1000 should take up being Mary's buddy for a while.
That
Oh
seems like
yes,
a
well,
good
I think
idea.
that is a
Okay.
very good idea.
Guys.
Oh yes, it's very nice.
Not
Ooh,
boring.
I could grab all of them and turn them to none. So is the movement is let's see, let me grab a whole bunch of this.
Hey, I can move through walls.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
you should be able to move like all the way through them, so please be careful with
Yep,
it so
I
that you
did.
don't. But I
Yeah.
haven't done it through the whole map. This map is enormous. I've just done it in the corner we're in. So if we start running into wall jostling again, I'll quick grab it again.
Is Meriwether's in the same room with me?
Yeah.
She came up
Came
with you,
in.
yeah.
You did?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to dialogue with her whenever.
Let's have a
It seems.
dialogue. Let's
I mean, I can't
synergize.
imagine.
All right, go ahead.
Like, Meriwether, right?
Yeah.
You don't seem to trust me.
No, I really don't, and I'm trying to be pretty transparent about that.
Why?
Why don't I trust you? Well, the very first thing you did was say you were going to obtain the things that we're also looking for, but you're going to obtain them at any cost. So that to me sounds kind of like a threat.
Similar threat was given to me, was it not?
I don't recall threatening you.
I have a thread. You intend to take all of the threads, do you not?
I don't personally. I mean, we were searching for the ones that we don't know where they are,
So
trying to
you're not
prevent.
intending. I apologize.
I'm sorry, what?
You're not intending to secure them all?
I don't know what the others are intending. I'm not really sure what our end goal is, but I know we want to get them from the giants.
So if I happen to get this one before you all, will you take it from me?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think we're trying to prevent something from opening, and somebody needs all of them to open it. So maybe it's good that you have one and somebody doesn't have them all.
But
I
you all
think it's a
intend
bad
to.
idea. No, our goal wasn't to get them all. Our goal was to prevent the giants from getting them all. Because the giants are working with Loth. Loth? Loth? However you say her name.
You're in a
However you want.
giant's cave.
What was that?
You're in a giant's cave.
Right.
Why did you
I
bring
know.
all of these to them?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. They have one here. So we're not bringing all of them to them.
How many do you have?
Enough. Enough to prevent them from having them all. But there's more out
However,
there.
however many you have, they didn't have those potentially until now.
They kind of did. Their allies
Meaning
did.
your intentions were to give them to them?
My intention or their allies' intention was to give them to them.
I don't mean to
But,
confuse you.
well, I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. It sounds like you're implying that we're working right into their hands, but the people that have the threads were their allies, as we are not. And there are still others out there. So us being here doesn't bring all of them together.
No, but you give them more than that they started with.
If they get them,
That's
they
true.
haven't so far.
You could have. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. You could have done your mission just as well by staying away.
I don't know about that.
Well, they can't have all of the threads if you all stay away from those who have the threads. You're choosing to seek the additional threads out.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I've been kind of unsure about what our goal is anyway. I know we don't want people to have them that are going to use them for the wrong intent, but it almost seems like it doesn't matter what we do. I'm probably not the one to talk to in this party if you're wanting answers. I'm as I'm probably more lost than anyone, which is a bit ironic considering I usually have a pretty good sense of direction.
I would love to engage the others, but they choose to ignore me.
I think part of the reason is you haven't really been showing yourself to be a team player, and then you make
So
them feel kind of bad by accusing them of not taking the path of peace.
you all didn't.
Right, it's hard to take the path of peace when someone's trying to kill you. It's easy if you're one person and you can just hide behind those who are fighting, but it's hard to be a group.
I think it would be easier for me to choose the path of peace if I felt like I had the leverage that you all have.
Hmm, maybe. Just seems like they're not really wanting to broker peace with us.
How
We've
often have you
tried
talked
a
to
few
them?
times, several times. There were times, conversations that actually one of the, I think it was Vela, was able to convince a couple creatures to not fight us. We came to, understanding terms. But there are some of these giants just they just want us dead. They're not open to listening to reason or to have a dialogue.
It might have been them, but that wasn't certainly these individuals. You gave them no chance, gave them no opportunity to talk to you. You immediately engaged them violently.
Now, I'm not remembering everything I did in the
Yeah,
last few
yeah.
sessions.
I don't
However,
either.
You threw the first stone.
yeah, Mary's been like following behind, and there have been battles where I haven't even been able to participate because I'm so far behind. So, some of what you're saying to me, I don't know what was going on in rooms because I wasn't even there. So, well, I guess that's how you're interpreting what you see. I haven't been able to see the whole thing myself. I tend to be someone that hangs back at a distance. My goal isn't to fight. Never really has been, but to defend. So, anyway, I I don't trust you. I've had a lot of problems with people that seem trustworthy and turn on us. So, I just think keeping an eye on each other is a good idea.
If you wish, I was simply curious. What was in this room?
By the time I got here, no one, it was empty.
Did you all find any items?
I don't think I looked around. You'd have to ask the others.
Are
Okay.
you intentionally keeping? I don't want to miss. I don't want to correct you if you're RPing, Robin.
I'm not, he's asking me a lot of questions and I don't want to give him information.
Okay, I wasn't
So
sure if you
I,
are like if you had forgotten what you found or if
no, I didn't find anything. I went and got you to look for things and then went and got Elva to
got it.
try to read something and then got
All
like,
right.
so literally I did not find anything.
Nice
So,
way to play the Fey line.
well,
Can I
I'm
use
just saying, I wasn't in the
insight?
room.
Oh, Paul, I
Yeah.
want
Would you
to.
ask Adam?
I want to determine if I think Robin's being trustworthy with me.
Oh, you can roll an insight check, and then, but Robin can roll a deception or persuasion, or just say I am,
Right.
depending on the roll. Uh,
I don't see my token to roll in
Well,
the
you
game.
don't have to roll. I
yeah.
mean, if you're looking at me like I'm telling, I would just say, I don't want to tell you what was like. I wasn't in the room. Vela might have found some things you can ask her. Like, I'm not really trying to deceive. I'm just trying to not be interrogated. Because I'm flat
Right.
out saying to you, like, I don't really trust you, and you just keep asking me questions. And so this feeling of giving information is starting to feel uncomfortable. So, I
I
mean, you can
apologize.
roll, but
I apologize if you feel our conversation is one-sided. You're welcome to ask me whatever you would like.
that's the thing, though. When someone doesn't trust someone, it doesn't really matter what they have to say, does it? Sadly.
I haven't lied to you.
Well,
I
that's
assume,
refreshing.
but I imagine that your assumption is that I have.
Well, I just don't know. That's the problem. I'm not assuming you did, but if I don't know, then I don't know what I can trust.
It feels like you're assuming that I am evil and that I'm not to be trustworthy, though I haven't given you any inclination based on either of those factors.
You, you haven't, but from things I've heard about you, the balance piece, that's what concerns me. I know Cora, and Cora did a lot of good in this world. And if the two of you need to balance each other, that suggests some things to me.
I guess the question would be whom did the action first? Now, both Cora and I know that we're each other's counterweights. If Cora chose to do something particularly good, she knows that I'm the counterweight. I've tried to minimize my impact on all of this.
I guess I don't understand the fact that you have to do something to counteract good.
Your assumption is Cora's done all of this good, and by virtue, she had to counteract the evil that I've done. My argument is if Cora chose to do all of that good, knowing that the counterbalance to that was I would have to do something evil,
That's the part I don't understand. Why do you have to counter good? I don't get that. You feel compelled to just do evil if too much good's out in the world?
we have to
How
balance
can
each
there
other
be
out.
too much good? Who? But why? Why? Who says so?
You didn't question Cora when she was doing all of this good.
No,
You
I
took it on
didn't
face
because
value.
I feel that good is doesn't really need an explanation or an excuse. I'm not like you. I don't believe in complete neutrality. I think the world could do with a lot less evil and a lot more good.
I think that's naive. All of the good that you put out in the world has to balance that regardless. Whether you or a counterweight does it.
But who says that has to happen? That's the part I don't understand.
I don't think
The
that it's a matter
counterweight
of saying
does.
it has to happen. It happens.
Well, I guess I just don't believe that. I don't believe that neutrality has to be. And you can call me naive, but I find it confusing that you believe it has to be.
I'm simply saying if Cora chose to do all of that good, I had no other option.
And I'm saying that's bullshit because you do have a choice.
So if I do something particularly inherently good right now, and Cora does something that you all disapprove of, you would choose then that she did that on her own will, not that I forced her to do something particularly evil.
Well, unless there's something I don't understand that forces that to happen. And that's the part that you seem to be very sure about, but I'm not. That there's there's a tie that forces neutrality. I don't understand that. That's not something I'm familiar with. It's not a philosophy I've come across.
That's who we are. Meriwether, it was great talking to you. And I'll walk out. I'm still looking for stuff.
Okay.
I would have respectfully bowed,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been like aggressive.
I'll just let you walk by, but then I'll follow you out. I don't
Okay.
know where you're going, but I'm gonna stay somewhat nearby.
If you want to make an investigation check, you can, but I'll just save you the time. It's already been. Well, nope. You find a whole bunch of copper because Vela swapped out all of her copper for gold, silver,
Silver.
And,
silver.
and that's all that was here.
Uh, that was all. Well, the book's still there unless Newman took it.
Which book? Oh, the one that I was reading? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I have that book.
Okay. Yeah, just remember it's giant sized, so it's like your backpack size. Oh, but it can go in the bag of holding, I suppose. So.
Hmm. Maybe I wouldn't be carrying it if it was giant size. I
Did I
forgot that
find
it
the
was
book?
giant size. That was silly.
Okay, so then the book would still be there. Yeah.
I'll read the book.
Okay. Monkey reading happens. Um, and we've went through this the last game, but basically, it tells all the backstory of how the giants um, came to be sort of um, talked into this. And so the hill giants were promised things, the stone giants were promised things, um, and the everybody took something except the storm giants. Uh, and the fire giants, the frost giants, and the hill giants have been accepting more and more in exchange for becoming more and more active on behalf of Loth. So the frost giants were given the white dragons, and were also given access to more wealth. Um, and that is what you've discovered. And then also, I think it also said something that, and I know because we discussed this a little earlier, that it said the Jarl has been concerned about the fact that he might feel like he might be having cold feet. Ha 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 ha, frost giant. Uh, but that the cloud giant was there with money to sweeten the pot for Jarl Grugnor. So that was what was in the book to refresh memories.
I'll close the book, put it back where I found it, and when I walk past Meriwether, I'll look and Meriwether, do you know what was in the book?
I do.
Okay, I'll walk past her.
Okay. Um. All right. I let's see. I guess we'll go over to Katha and the storm giant. Or
Elva's in the room now.
Elva's in the room now. Okay. As do you like announce yourself walking in, or just sort of peek in, kind of thing?
No, I step in.
Okay.
I mean, I don't announce myself, but I step in openly and
Okay.
call Katha back to me.
Ah, so you are the Coatl's friend. Welcome. Well, I suppose I can't welcome you to a place I've been imprisoned, but the sight of you is welcome.
And your welcome is appreciated nonetheless. It's the only one we've received that isn't in the form of a rock.
I couldn't throw a rock if I wished. And she pulls her hands up and.
Uh, I can't help but notice that your accommodations are lacking.
Well, and she nods over at the food. If I were but to eat, I am certain they would improve.
My name is Elva Willowspark, and you are?
Uh, I am. Uh, well, hold on. Gotta make sure I pronounce my name right. My name is Kypheria. Kypheria.
And my knowledge of giants is limited, but I believe you're a storm giant, yes?
Indeed. Limited,
I've,
but accurate.
I've recently read that the storm giants have lost some favor amongst giants, and this queen many of them have chosen to follow.
Favor is. Don't know that it was ours to lose. Uh, we rule by strength when we choose to assert it, but memories are short. We choose not to assert it often. Our brethren often do as they wish. And some time ago, it appears they wished to deal with the Demon Queen. Storm Giants, as the longest lived, took a longer view. Didn't see that ending well for us.
No, I think I share your assessment. And what led to you being chained here?
Well, I am a bit hasty for a storm giant, and got curious, got interested in what was going on in the wider world, and cast my vision out, and was surprised when a male drow was also casting about and found me. Uh, and in this case, we're talking. I don't know how I want to say this, but it's through like scrying. They found each other
Mm-hmm.
scrying. Like they found each other on the worldwide scry. Uh, but
Was it like Bumble or
yeah, a little
me?
bit like Bumble. Yeah, I know. It's just I have no idea. I don't even know what Bumble is actually. But the uh,
Peepaw.
I am a peepaw. Uh, but she became interested in what. Well, he basically had been casting out looking for a a storm giant. She cast out, and they ended up discovering each other and took up sort of a telepathic correspondence. Um, and as she discovered more, uh, he basically told her that he was concerned that the matriarch of Errol High Kinlu um, was the one who had coerced the aid of the giants. I'm going to put this in the chat so you guys can see the spelling.
Just FYI, Vela is listening from around the corner.
Okay.
It is remaining hidden.
I put that in the
And
Twitch
also
chat.
she's
Sorry, let me put that in
swooning.
the correct.
She's swooning a little bit and trying to remember that she can't have her drow anymore.
So, she says the matriarch of Alurai Kinlu is the one who had made the deal on behalf of Loth with the giants. And she became very interested. She tried to convince some of her other storm giant brethren to get involved, and uh, 18 of them agreed to have a meeting in 15 years' time. And she decided that that was too long, and with a cloak that she procured that allowed her to appear as a drow, she traveled to Limasha Duel to find this drow that she had been conversing with, whose name was Ivreth Ildruin. Uh, she could not find him and discovered right after she arrived that he had been killed in a Drider attack about a month ago.
Yeah, he had.
uh, and so she then decided to find out what some of the other lords of the giants had gotten up to, and decided to travel north through the Jotuns to find Jarl Grugnor. She found, while in Limasha Duel still, had found a traveling companion whose name was given as Forshade Azoth. Um, and as they traveled together, trust between them deteriorated. Um, she began to feel that Forshade was not what she claimed to be, and took off her cloak and revealed herself to be a storm giant. And particularly when she had seen that Forshade Asoth was wearing around her neck a thread of Lolth. And so when I saw this, I revealed myself to her, and in her 18, 19 feet tall glory, or 26 feet tall glory, uh, and was about to smash her when she took on the form of a yellowish ooze, spreading out with a giant red eye, and from her fingertips she called and ripped out the ether, and I could see into the abyss, and suddenly I was surrounded by 3 of her sisters, handmaidens of Lolth, and they overpowered me, and when I awoke I was here. I know not what happened to Forshade.
Well, I can fill in a bit of a blank there.
Oh, you have met her.
She no longer has the thread, and she's likely with her queen now in the abyss. If that's if my understanding of afterlives is correct.
Did you kill her?
I don't believe that I did, though I was present for her death.
Interesting.
I don't recall who carried out the deed, but it was certainly a topic of some conversation.
In your head, you'll hear the voice of Vela. It was Robes.
It was Rose.
It's always Rose.
I don't remember it that way. Maybe
You
correct me
remember it
if
being
I'm
somebody
wrong.
else?
No, I remember it being Robes killing Gellin,
Gellin.
and
For sure.
Forshade being taken under magical care to the
Oh.
prisons to be
Yeah, that's what I was
executed
thinking.
later.
Oh, yep,
She was killed and then brought back.
Yeah, you guys killed her several
And-
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
several times.
But
Right.
but
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
Elva would have a better memory of that than I would, and she'll truthfully answer that I don't know if she has been killed. She was to be executed when we left the kingdom, and she was under close watch by the magistry of the kingdom as well.
partially under the close eye of Banwuda Nightshaper.
Well, not after we discovered that Benwuda was a traitor.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't know any of that. She she nods, and well, that is excellent news. Of course, that leads us to other issues.
It does. Certainly. Tell me, you said if you were to eat your care would improve. Is the food cursed in some way?
Only in that it would be a sign of a contract made.
Ah,
I accept comfort, therefore I owe something in return.
seems an odd form of comfort.
Well, I mean, it does smell delicious.
Well, I do have friends with me who may be able to see to your bindings. Is that something you would be
very,
after?
very much so. I don't
Uh,
know of how much assistance I would be to you as I am extraordinarily weak, but I will help you if I can.
I'll pop around the corner and head over. I'll look at Elva. I'm on it. And I'll-
Vela, meet my friend Kephiria. At least I hope we're friends.
Indeed, we are friends.
And as a friend, I can offer you rations that come with no strings attached. They're not tasty, but they'll put some nutrients in you.
um, and she will accept it, but it tiny food to her, so it'd be like
Oh, yeah,
eating an
sure.
M&M, you know.
But it's something.
It is something. Yep, she will definitely eat, you know, your ration.
Well, I've got 10, and I'll get them.
Okay, yeah, that'll make like what, a mouthful or something. Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
no one's offered me anything, so I'll eat some of this food.
There you go. Oh yeah, have at it. So you can climb up onto the table and eat whatever you'd like.
There is. There's no contract made through theft, so I'll help myself.
Well, I
Vela is
am jealous.
And these frost giants should learn about duress, because there's no contract formed if you have no choice.
My honor dictates much of my behavior, but they would have some claim. What did Vela say? Sorry.
Vela is had scarpered past as Elva said, I have friends who can help, and she had agreed.
Okay.
So we could just running up and
then nat 20'd your check to unlock them.
making quick work of the locks.
Well, there's 2 locks. You've gotten 1, and it was a near thing because the lock is Vela sized. So
yeah, I figured I probably could just walk in.
You can kind of get your whole body in there, and so it's not really a strength. Oh, all right, Vela cleared them both. Nice work.
For flavor, the second one
Do you need me to move some of those tumblers for you?
The DC was 24. Was 24. So
nice. I feel like on that last one, like I flicked the last tumbler and realized that something was gonna hit me in the head. Ran out real fast out of the hole.
Yeah, I mean it's all really well oiled and well made, so like they're balanced pretty well. So when you lift this, poke that, you know, you put your mace you never use or whatever in in one place to lock it in place while you move another, and it takes a little bit of time, but you all of a sudden they release and she pulls them off. For mechanics,
if
she has 4 levels of exhaustion.
You know.
So.
Okay.
Just for mechanics.
Just so you know, if Game Master 0.
I hit my keyboard and because I have drank 3 of these of water, and I need a bio.
You need a bio break.
so I am gonna call for a bio break as Kephiria releases or stands up and the manacles fall. But she is she immediately.
No, don't reach for any rocks. We did have an accord on that front.
I couldn't lift a rock if I wanted to. I'm weak.
Do I need a dex save
No, you're fine.
to avoid
She
the
she would have given you
tumbling
plenty
manacles?
of notice that she was getting up. You would have, felt that move. I'm gonna bring us back together here in a couple minutes after this bio break and see where everybody else is at. I know Vela and Alva heard all that. Noob was lurking around the corner. Robespierre was hanging out with Max 1000. Um, and Ang and Meriwether had the conversation in the other room. We will be right back in 5 minutes or so. Thanks, everybody. All right, we're back. Hi, everybody. Um, so, Elva and Vela had a conversation with Kefiria, the storm giant, who was up until very recently imprisoned here. Vela managed to undo the shackles, and Kefiria is leaning, standing up. She looks exhausted, hasn't slept in days, and has been kept uncomfortable and has not eaten. Uh, Although she has had some food that was offered to her from Elva. Newbin was hanging
And
out.
I deleted 10 days of rations, so she ate them.
I, I appreciate the resource management honesty. Uh, I almost never think about rations. I'll think about arrows, but and bolts and stuff, but don't think about rations very often. So, for you guys, what are well for the group, what is Robes doing at this point? Would he have been hanging out, keeping an eye on Mary talking with Aang?
Probably.
That seems like a Robes thing to do.
Yeah.
Definitely not hitting on Vela.
Right.
Also a Robes thing to do.
Right.
Not hitting on Vela may be the most Robes thing you can
It's
possibly
so
do.
super true.
Watching out and maybe keeping an eye on the conversation between Aang and Mary, and then Aang had walked past Mary, and Mary was going to follow him out. I think the conversation that you guys had was long enough where it would have been like at least half of the lore dump that was going on in the other room. Maybe not half, maybe a quarter. Because that lore dump I summarized a lot, but there would have been and then the next day we had fish, and then uh, so there would have been
It
a
would
lot.
make sense that she'd spend a lot of time on the food right now.
Yeah, yeah, and that was delicious. Uh, but uh, Aang and Mary, what are you guys? You guys were leaving. Which way were you heading?
Would be heading towards, I suppose, where I thought the rest of the people went.
Okay, because you saw them leave before you went into this room, right?
Yep, then I would head there.
Okay, I think that's what happened. All right. Woo-doo. That would be going this way, and then Mary, you were following him.
Yeah, I was just,
Okay.
I'd probably go the same direction. I just didn't want somebody going off on their own.
Right. Okay. Um, unless you guys are gonna like, if you just walk back, I'm just gonna have you guys walk over to that room because otherwise we're just gonna be sitting here moving tokens around forever. So eventually you get up to where. Oop, stop it. Did you guys see where I moved you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Mary would have been following Aang. So however you want to do that. I don't. You don't need to stop there. I just wanted to move you in that
I
area.
will stop there because we haven't explored that way. So I'll have my bow and I'll just be waiting there in case something comes.
And I don't get to play Robes, but he would be like, Mary, are you looking down to the south, huh?
You got a bit of a cold,
Very much
Robespierre?
like that.
Yeah, I have a sniffle, huh? All right. Uh, all right. Aang and Noob and Mary and Robes could hear sort of this conversation happening in that direction. Uh, to the south, Mary, go ahead and give me a perception check if you're taking a peek or a listen. Okay.
I'll
Um,
take both if I can.
you can, you can take a peek and a listen. You hear the steps of a well, I mean, it sounds giantish. Hard to say what kind of giant at this point. You know that there are not just frost giants here. Um, but it is seemingly like it's the measured step of somebody on patrol, and they are moving away from you currently
Okay.
towards the south.
All right.
So one of the things that I wanted to that I didn't say out loud, but I kind of was doing with the tokens. I intentionally positioned Robespierre closer to Mary and Aang, and Nubin closer to the other groups, just so that we kind of spread out a little bit. I don't want to say that we were spying on people or trying to listen in, but if things were hearable, they would have heard them, if that makes sense.
For sure, and I think it makes total sense that Robes would have. That just seems like a Robes thing to do, to keep an eye
Yeah.
on. If Mary had hung back, he would have hung back as well, at least, and maybe not made himself ostensibly seen. It just seems like something he would do. Even if he was just in the alcove, not able to see them but hear them. And then
Right.
Nubin, you could have heard the entire conversation that occurred, including the Lord
Okay.
Orb. So.
Well, if you'd like to accompany us, you're certainly welcome to. Though in your current state, perhaps you want to hang back a bit.
Yeah, yes, I, I will help if I can. I don't fear them. I should really have reduced her hit points too. Um,
I mean, though we are but small, we are mighty.
I have no doubt of that. I have no doubt of that. Uh, and she just looks at the uh, anyone who can walk into a lock and pick it, or have such fantastic creatures to aid their sight. Clearly, you are no mere small folk.
I noticed that you shifted your vision to look at Katha when she entered. Can you tell me what that was?
Um, at times, I have the ability to see things as they really are,
Ah, well,
even if they are an illusion.
gives me a bit of a worry what you might see looking at any of us. One doesn't much like to admit what one truly is sometimes.
I hear what you're saying and respect your boundaries. Also, in truth, I don't think I can do it again today.
Well, Katha is very flattered that you used it to spy on her. Spy is the wrong word. It wasn't intended.
Oh, she was flying right in my face. Well, she wasn't flying in her face, but flying near her. Uh, I didn't feel spied upon, um, and nor do I hope I intruded. Yet you know, I've been here for several days and didn't necessarily trust my regular sight as it is.
Well, I'm sure our compatriots would love to meet you.
I would be happy. And she just starts sitting. She sits back down and then starts rubbing her ankles. And I happy to meet all of you.
Um, I we'll walk back until I could see Nubin from where I am just barely, so I will just motion for him to come forward.
Yeah, Nubin. If he could hear all the other stuff, he would have come forward to introduce himself.
Ah, Master Tiefling. Hello.
Hello. My name is Nubin. Nubin Hammerhalter. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
I am Kephiria, Seer of the Storms. Welcome. Well, again, I feel so strange welcoming you to my imprisoners' stronghold, but you are welcome to me.
Thank you.
I think there may be some fine ale there. She sees your drinking horn. Perhaps I cannot avail myself, but perhaps you would like to.
And because we're stealing it, there's no contract made.
Indeed. I should warn you that there will be someone likely in the next half hour or so that will come by to check on me.
Well, woe betide them.
Fair enough.
Nubin will also present her 1 elixir of health. I don't know how much it's going to help her, but
Oh,
would this be helpful to you?
it may. I forgot what that was. Was that just a
Oh wait,
fancy,
this is
fancy healing potion, or?
It is. When you drink this potion, it cures any disease afflicting you, and it removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned conditions. The clear red liquid has tiny bubbles of light in it.
Oh, okay. Well, it
sadly doesn't help with exhaustion.
sadly will not help her, but did it help with hit points?
No, it
No.
doesn't say that in the thing.
No, it's basically a lesser restoration. Seems to be.
Okay.
Um, but which is great. It's a great thing to have, but it won't help her, so she will decline.
Okay.
Any
We hadn't really gotten into if she had any conditions, so that's why I figured I would give it a shot.
she's other than being very very tired, she is and having been hurt prior to her imprisonment, and she hasn't been able to rest to recover hit points. Um, so she is, you know, looking forward to a long rest herself at some point.
Well, and at 4 levels of exhaustion, her hit point max is halved anyway, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So she's halved and injured.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not in a good way.
Yeah, best you stay back.
I can help. Would it be useful if I helped? Do you feel like that would be helpful to you? Are you hurt really badly? I can't tell. Like looking at you, you look so strong that I can't really tell. Have they hurt you?
They have hurt me, but if you have the power to heal me, I suggest you keep that ability a bit longer. What you might give me might be a drop in the bucket, or if you are able to give me much, much more, it would cost you dearly.
Okay.
Like healing her for 8 hit points is not gonna help. Like you'd have to do like a big guy and use a big spell slot is what I'm implying mechanically.
Yeah. How's everybody else doing? Oh, sorry. I'm Vela. It's nice to meet you. I
It's
am.
very nice to meet you, Vela.
Is her clothing torn?
Yes, you can spend time mending if you'd like.
I'm just gonna, I can't maybe help you, but I can at least help, so that you feel like you're refreshed. So I'll
And your
just clean
modesty's
you up a
intact.
little bit. I don't care about your boobs hanging out.
They were
But
not.
sometimes they get in the way when you're fighting.
They were not. They were not. Just a little tattered and torn, but
I feel like Winston would have let us know if that were the case. I mean robes, not Winston.
Winston. No. She just bedraggled. She is not in a state of, of.
And Nubin's also going to ask, I heard you say that there would be someone by to check on you shortly. Who is the someone? Should we be worried?
Well, if it's just the guard to make sure that the food stays warm and that I have not escaped, then I suspect you will be able to acquit yourselves quite nicely. If it's another visit from the Jarl and his wife, then perhaps things may be more difficult.
Nubin's just going to look back over his shoulder at the shit. Ed.
Elva.
Elva, thank you. God. My God. Sorry, it's been a very long weekend for me. And just kind of give him a look like, should we be preparing for this?
I suspect any alert that might come from this has already been raised by the sounds of our battle in the other room. Aang, if you'd like to come in and meet our friend, you are welcome. Try your vaunted path of peace here. If
Is
the
that
others are out
the
there,
because you hear me walking behind? Like,
I can see you on the map. Are you not where your token is?
yeah, I mean, I had just gotten done doing a room, and I would have just started to move up there, so I didn't know if that was your
No,
cue of being like, oh,
I just moved back and could see the token. So Elva was just moving back to tell whoever is back here that they can come in.
Aang would have approached into the room, I'm sure, followed by Rose Pierre and Meriwether. Upon
No,
seeing the
Mary's
storm
staying
giant,
where she is. Sorry. I don't I you can do what you're doing, but I'm staying where I am because I know there's someone down there.
Yeah, Robes
would
would
have
probably stick
entered.
with Mary. Okay.
Upon seeing the storm giant, would say, "Are you? Is it Kypheria?
Kypheria. Yep. Kypheria.
Are you Kypheria?"
I am?
I'm going to send Katha down to Mary in robes because she can telepathically let me know if anything happens.
Cool. I am.
Kypheria, you're the reason I'm in this cave. I was instructed to come and see you. I have a thread on my body. This thread is poisoning me. I was told by a wise individual that you should at least tell me how I can get rid of the curse.
Why did you say something?
You all
Ugh,
don't trust me. I don't trust you either.
but
I can help you remove that thread if you wish.
I'm going to go in front of Kypheria and kneel down. I'll just say, I need to warn you that if you choose to extinguish my existence, you'll also extinguish somebody else. I would prefer if you don't do that.
No, no. I I recognize your twin soul. And she will say you can remove this with sacrifice. Um, I can help once you choose what it is you wish to sacrifice.
It is just me. I have nothing else.
I. It doesn't have to be necessarily a person, or it just has to be something you do not wish to lose.
So the only two pieces of things that I would, just out of character, that I would value would probably be the dried mango seed
Yep.
necklace and the thread itself.
Oh, well, that's
I'll pull the
interesting.
thread up and I'm like, I'll sacrifice this.
And she laughs. Uh, how interesting. Um, you are telling the truth? That's out of character. That the two things that you
Oh
value
yeah,
are the mango and the thread. Okay.
I have nothing else. As a monk, all I'm carrying is the thread, the dried mango seed. I mean, I've got short swords, but they're not valuable. They're just instruments.
And they don't have any meaning to you.
Oh no,
I
have,
think what she's getting at is meaning. So the thread has a meaning to you.
The thread has curved my original pilgrimage for both myself and my kindred soul.
And she puts her hand down on the floor in front of you and says, "Put your hand in mine." But obviously, you're basically just going to be touching like one finger. But you wish this gone.
I'll do that.
She puts the other hand over it, and you feel your hand between the two massive weights of her hands compressing in your hand. It's not getting crushed, although just not by only her restraint. And she pulls away, and your wrist feels like it shrinks, shrivels as it lets go, and the low thread is in her hand now, which she closes. And I believe you now have, I think some of your hit points come back. Or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we reduced you by like a third or something like that. Or your constitution goes back. Yeah, I took off like I think 3 or 4 of your constitution. Okay.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you can return it to what you had originally rolled.
Just a quick question: is anybody else getting a wicked? Oh, never mind. It's me too. Echo.
It's through Adam.
Yeah.
Ah,
Your mic is picking up your speakers.
The loop.
the loop is on fire.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Let's see.
Hello.
Yeah, it's perfect
Yeah.
now.
Nice.
All right. I turned my sound down.
Wow.
Sorry, viewers.
All those bots.
I think that's singular. I think Gabe is in here for a little bit.
It looks like he's still here.
Oh, Gabe's still here. Nice. Hi, Gabe.
Maybe. I mean, it always says Robin's here, and sometimes we know it's not true.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm always with you in spirit. That's
Yep.
the thing.
That's
Hey.
what,
And that's worth it.
and that's what we say, because we don't call you Bot Robin. All right. So
That echo is back.
it is, but
We just have to be quieter.
yeah. Sorry. Okay. So you no longer have the thread, and it is now in the possession of Kytheria.
Ask Kytheria, is there a way for you to give that thread back to me without it cursing me?
Well, the issue is that you and your sister, you are in a special sort of situation, and with Cora and with all those who seek to bring balance, these are nothing but evil. These will destroy you and Cora's soul. We need to, if you wish to save, not Cora. He doesn't know Cora. He didn't know that. He doesn't say Cora. Sorry, no metagaming.
He.
Yeah. He knows your other.
She.
Yeah, sorry. She knows your kindred soul has the other one. But doesn't know that you never said Cora. So, and I didn't want to like pretend like, oh yeah, and now she's got all this ability to know everything about you. That didn't happen. So she knows that you have a twin, and that twin is in danger. If this was happening to you, it was also happening to Cora. These cannot be worn by you guys. by the monks and the druids of your order. It kills you.
None intend to wear it.
What do you intend to do
Simply
with it?
intend to store it. Store it.
But these
Nah.
can absolutely not be stored. These must be joined.
That is our understanding as well. We've been told the only way to stop what Lolth is trying to do is to acquire all of them and use them to end what she's doing. Which unfortunately is also how you further what she's doing, by bringing them all together.
Yes, you understand the
So
trap.
we have to walk a very fine line.
Well, you are walking into a trap.
Yes, I think we know that on some level.
She cannot come here unless these are brought together. She will come here if or the only way to stop her from eventually coming here is to go to her. You have to stop her where she is. Eventually, someone will obtain all of these and open the gate and welcome her with open arms. If you open the gate and go first, you can stop her.
Yes, but as long as I have one, then they are not joined.
But they must. I'm trying to think of the way to say this.
She is a demon, and time is meaningless to her. You will keep it safe for your lifetime. But then what happens?
The only thing that, like, she can come another way. The only way for you guys to get to her is to open the gate. And so she's I'm not a good enough actor to role play this all out, but like she got other ways to come in and will eventually. It'll take her longer. Opening the gate is the way for you to get her before she's ready. Is what the bottom line is.
The core has a thread. Does the core have the ability to remove her thread? Is she wearing her thread?
The only way that these guys have figured out so far to remove a thread has been to die and revivify.
Die, remove it, revivify.
Yeah.
And Kypheri has just removed mine.
Yes. She also looks a little weaker now, by the way. I should say that.
Right.
I should have described that. That took power from her.
So my question is you could possess the thread without putting it on.
You can possess the thread without wearing it, yes.
Has Cora chosen to possess without wearing?
I think when we had you play the last time, she had it on.
Yeah.
She had it on?
Yeah. During the fight with the purple worms and stuff. Yep.
That's my memory.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that the threads need to be combined, that I need to get the thread back to Cora, I would need the thread. I trust Cora to extinguish the demon, Cora and myself.
Are you going to take all 8 of them?
I intended to.
It's a lot of evil for one person to carry, or even 2.
Seems to be my plot in life.
But
I don't think you'll have much success in taking many of them.
I don't think that either will you all.
Well,
We
we've had
certainly-
ample success up to now.
With the ones that you have.
The ones we've taken.
Killing.
Yes, unfortunately, there hasn't been another way. That's not entirely true. We haven't taken all of them through killing.
Yeah, the one we got from, I'm not there, but we got that one convincing some of the giants to leave and only killing spiders, really, right?
And we took the last one from a treasury. No one was wearing it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys have 2 from non-force and 2 from force.
Hi, Fairy. Please consult me. What would you prefer to do with the thread?
I have only just met all of you. I would very much advise you to, well, I will tell you this. Never wear more than one. 2, don't feed them after midnight. And 3, never let them get wet. uh, but two is uh, your soul cannot be otherwise burdened. Uh, if you are a, let's say, a cultist of a shadowland called the Tenebrae, and you were to put on one of these, it would weaken and kill you. If you
What if you're not a cultist, but you worship a god? How do you know the difference between a cultist and a cleric?
Well, you put one of these on, and if it kills you, you were a cultist.
consult your god, but if your god is supporting this, then you have no conflict in your soul. In fact, your god may be sustaining you through this.
Wait, if my god is supporting Lolth?
No.
Supporting your actions against Lolth.
Right.
Oh, okay. And only cultists are not supported through this.
No.
Art.
No. I gave an example that was perhaps too vague. If you are dedicated to something else that could not support you wearing this, like balance and or in the case of I'm using a Navishla example, uh, a single-minded goal to bring something else into this world, you could not do that because the going back into RP, the the thread is the will of Lolth. So when you wear it, you, to a degree, serve a master.
But it works for warlocks.
If the warlock's patron supports the goal.
Oh, and it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Weaver really wants Robes to do
Lolth
this.
eliminated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Knowing, by the way, and I think Robes is aware of this the way we've been playing this out, regardless of whether or not it kills Robespierre in the process, does not care about that.
Right.
Because the Weaver also not great. So,
No picking up on that.
yeah.
Aang, I know that you don't trust us as we do not trust you. However, I would ask that you let us carry this burden. We have followed this road in opposition to Lolth for some time, and we will see it through. You are particularly susceptible to its magic because of the condition of your soul, and I'm cognizant of that now through Kypheria's counsel. I would I would not see more harm come to you than needs to, and I think that we can see this through for you. If you do want to carry it and want to accompany us on this, perhaps some trust can be earned, and we can come to a better understanding of one another. This already is a departure from what you had said previously as far as your goals. If you are willing to see reason from Kypheria, perhaps you would listen to it from us as well. And perhaps we've all misjudged one another.
Whom among you don't have a thread? Don't have a thread. I wouldn't have said that. Whom among you do not have a thread?
I don't.
I don't wear one.
Kypheria says that we cannot carry two.
She says you cannot wear two. I don't wear one.
There's a total of 6?
8.
8.
Right. I knew that.
So some of us will have to carry more than one unless we gain allies.
Also, remember that burden. This is Kypheria. This burden will be alleviated when the 8 are joined.
How are they joined? Like, we can't wear them together, but we can put all 8 together on one person?
From what I've been able to learn, when all 8 are in the presence of each other, they all will leave the host. So once you have all 8, you should be able to remove them. Then, quite frankly, I don't know exactly how they're joined. Until
I
very,
thought you were
very...
supposed to be a lore dump.
I feel like I've dumped a lot of lore. I'm not gonna hand everything to you. No, but
You dumped a lore loaf.
Kypheria can tell you about, not wearing 2, the fact that you need 8, the fact that you're going to, and she says, what I know is they must go to the Vault of the Drow. I can't pronounce it either, Erlhai Kinlu. That is where the gate will open.
Do we need a keymaster and a gatekeeper?
Nope, I think you just need the keys. The gate master is there, is he? Gozerian? Yeah, already there.
That last part that you said, is that
That's it.
referencing this game or a different thing?
Gozerian is Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Sorry.
just
No, it
making
was
sure.
stupid
Folks,
movie
write it down.
reference.
Stupid movie reference.
Kypheria is my kindred soul's thread harming her the way that mine was.
Yes, I assume. Either she
By
has to
taking
get.
his off.
Either she must get to Erlhai Kinru when they get there to join the threads, or you must bring her to me or someone of similar magical influence.
Who else exists in the world
Who else
would be able to remove threat?
Well, if he is on this plane, Mordenkainen, um, Igvelf, also known as Tasha. Um, Bigby, Melf, Odaluki. They're very difficult to find. They do not often reside in on Earth. They travel the plains. But if they're to be found, they would be found in Greyhawk. They are the eight. Wow, I'm going into some deep ass Greyhawk law, y'all. This is the shit Gary Gygax wrote in 1975.
Thank you.
By the way, Melf was Luke Gygax's character because he was a man
And also
elf.
an E, not an I.
Yeah, Melf's acid arrow.
Well,
I'm
because
just
it's male elf.
clarifying.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
was male elf. Yeah. Zigag was another one of the eight, I believe. Zagig. Anyway, those are the ones who I think, and perhaps my father. He did not study this sort of magic as much as I have, but he is powerful.
Where do you intend to go yourself once you're done here?
Home. My
Home is?
um, if she will tell you that it is. I don't know if this is going to mean anything to you, Adam, but Adam, can you mute for a second? No. The in the handouts here in players Greyhawk map. If you go to Keelan and surrounding area, there's like where everybody's from is on this picture here. I'll just show to you guys. That'll be easier. There we go. All right. And you can click through all the different ones there on the left. But if you go to Keelan and surrounding areas, she will tell you that they're deep in the Jeklia Bay. Much closer than Greyhawk. Which, if you go to
That's
that,
not on the map that you shared, is it?
Greyhawk, no.
Oh, I see. I'm looking at the wrong one.
If you look at the Flanaess, the main continent, Greyhawk is on there, but ooh, it's like you can see the Jeklia Bay on there, and Greyhawk is north of like Greyhawk is. Oh god, I think it's north of Nyr Div. Um, it's near. You guys can't see where I'm pointing, but it's really really far north of Keeland, northeast of Keeland. Kind of getting close to Iuz, the Empire of Iuz. Anyway, so that's the magic situation for the threads. I suspect actually there are ancient dragons who may be able to assist. However, dragons are not always the easiest to approach. Might be easier if perhaps Cora moved towards the vault. But perhaps not. However you choose. Either way, the 8 must come together.
I'll leave this thread in your capable hands.
Okay.
I'll go find my sister, and when I do, I'll see where we are closest to in order to have that thread removed.
I wish you well. Do you wish to see this through? Find the final thread here?
Aang will stand up. If you all choose that you would like assistance.
Will you be of assistance, is the question.
I would love you to stay, but we need Cora in order to bring the 8 together. Is there a way to get her word and still have your help?
Well, seeing this through isn't going to take all that long. It wouldn't slow things down too much. Knowing that you are not seeking all of the threads for yourself puts my mind at ease as to knowing that the threats are in front of us and not also behind us. I will welcome you as a comrade in arms and not a potential threat.
Nice.
If you truly intend to be an ally, I will do the same.
Psychic alarm goes off for Elva.
Okay. There is something approaching Merryweather and Rosebeer. I think we should head down. Aang, if you wish to accompany us and help, we welcome you. But, well, I do anyway. I'm going to head there.
Does that mean I notice anything, Paul?
You can start to hear footsteps as soon as that it's starting to get. You can't see. I just checked to see if you could see, and I didn't see that you could. But you can hear it. Steps are now approaching
Okay.
towards you.
Because I would warn the party if I would have heard that too.
Right.
I wouldn't just.
Well, Katha could see it. Katha just happens to be one square over and can see. So it was just the line of sight was a little different for Mary than it was for Katha. So.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
So
can
glad
hear it.
I've been standing here doing absolutely nothing, being on guard when Katha can do it. You know, like so purposeful.
Well, it is.
Anyway.
There is a guard now approaching, coming through, and I think he could see Katha if he wanted to. He could probably see Elva. Yep. So you're not surprised. He won't be surprised as we roll into initiative. I'm sorry for how low key this is, but uh, it's like, yeah, there's this one frost giant who's gonna get his ass pummeled. Comes walking dumbly up the hill, but he will bellow for assistance as he runs forward.
Okay, with advantage, I got a 7 for initiative. This could be bad.
You're fine.
Yeah, look at that shit.
You're quicker than he is.
Yeah, you are. He's gonna scoop up a rock with his chance there, and that will. Is everybody in? Should we roll
We
ropes
don't
in?
have. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
I got him. Of course, he's gonna go first.
That all tracks. All right. I don't know that Max 1000's still here at this point.
It's been an hour.
I think if
That's a
Well,
lot
you
of lore
said the
dumping.
guard was going to be within a half hour, so Max 1,000 still has half an hour.
Max 1,000 had 45 minutes.
Or like
and
20
He
minutes.
has 15 minutes, so enough
Yeah.
for the combat. Okay, Max 1,000 still there.
I don't know where he is. Oh, I see him now. I clicked on Robes.
Yeah.
Can we see the dude?
Well, some of you can, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, and
Um,
my plan initially had been when I heard the footsteps coming towards us to let you guys know. So I'm sorry if you're way back in the other room
You
because
can
I
all
didn't
move.
realize he was that
No,
close.
that's fine. That plan will still work. You would have heard them in enough time. But they
so Robes
do move 50 in a round just walking.
so
So,
so Robes is up first. He's gonna step forward so he can see the thing.
but everybody
He's
can
gonna
pull
cast
forward.
suggestion
Oh, okay.
and is going to say, "Go back and report that everything is fine."
Whoa, Robes is Spanish.
Okay.
Uh,
That's all you got to do is add an okay.
uh, okay then. I will. Why am I speaking like this? He will turn around and go report. All's well. All is well. And he will move back.
That's
Perfect.
hilarious.
That should buy us some
All's
time, eh?
well. Hey, Ulfie, why are you talking like you're from South Keeland? I don't know. I suddenly feel very Mediterranean. All right. Uh, all right. That's what's happening. What do you guys want to do? That was quick. Begin combat, end combat. Okay.
Nice.
That went about as well as you could have that go.
Newbin's like, damn, I wanted to punch him.
I suspect
think-
you'll still get a chance.
I'm gonna pop my head around the corner. I think maybe we should go, because I'm not sure how long everybody's gonna believe that guy is telling the truth.
The duration
did
is
call
8
out a-
hours.
But he did call out a warning first, and then
He
went
did.
back to say everything's fine. So,
Yeah, there was a rustle
we'll see.
and then sort of a, huh? But he heads back
Yeah.
the way he came. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I'm just not sure
So-
his buddies are gonna believe him.
I think we should move quickly
Are you ready
and
to go?
take advantage of our newfound freedom to move right now.
Are you ready to go? Do you feel up to walking? I turn around to Kyberia.
Yep. And because you're so solicitous, where's my Kypheria? I'm going to give you control of Kypheria.
Ooh.
Once
Because I'm solicitous. That makes me sound like a woman of the night.
that would be if I said you were slatternly.
Solicitous?
Solicitous means inquiring after somebody's health.
I know what it means.
Okay. Where is she? I'll just move her for now. We'll deal with that crap later. All right, she will follow. Of course, she's gonna have to squeeze like every giant in this stupid lair. But she will follow behind. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to leave.
Yeah, Meriwether, do you know roughly where we need to go to get what we came for?
Only what I've known before, and there's
Oh.
no direct route to get there. So
Mary,
I don't know.
I feel like it's important that you know that Aang is no longer wearing a thread, and it was poisoning him, and he's not trying to kill us or take our threads.
Well, That sounds like good news. You must have had a
I feel
productive
like
conversation up there.
we
Yes,
did, and I really
you
appreciate that you kept watch.
It's
you may
such a good
appreciate
job.
meeting our new
I,
friend.
ca- I really think Katha might be a better guard than I am, though.
Well, except that if she gets spotted before she sees something, she dies immediately.
That is a disadvantage. Yes.
She has the one hit point.
Oh, the poor dear.
I can't find my Keferia token anywhere. Or not the token, the actor.
Click on her and then use the gear. I think it brings up the same menu to change owner. Oh, no, it doesn't. I don't think that's right. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do that. I'll mess with it later. Okay. Um. So, uh, Robin, would it help if I pinged again on the
I
dark
know
map?
where it is.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
where it is. I
Okay.
just don't like when we went to where it was, there was
Yeah,
wall in the
wall.
way.
Right.
So we have to find a way around.
Yep.
And I don't know how to get around. We don't have
Right.
like an actual map of the cave. So basically, I'm no more help than anyone else as far as like the only way we haven't investigated is down the south corridor, as far as I know, right? Like
Yep.
I feel that's the only direction we haven't looked. So
That's
it's
actually
really
true.
not much
Yep.
help to say, let's go this way. This is the only way we haven't gone. But yeah, I don't know if it'll lead us where we're going. So yeah, I know where you pinged and I know where it is, but nothing seems to lead directly there yet. So
Not
that's what I'm trying to
yet.
convey.
Okay. So, heading south. Do you guys want to? You're about at this point. His name is Ulfa, and you are about 115 feet behind Ulfa as he's yelling out, "All's well."
So unfortunately, I think this is
Big
the only path.
mistake on my part. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the fuss. Oh,
Well, I think it's only postponing the inevitable, but I'm enjoying it.
yeah. There was like a disturbance up north, and I went to see what it was, and yeah. No, there's nothing there. It's all good. Apparently, he's no longer Spanish. Now he's Scani.
A little bit Scandinavian. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real good. So, he is going to keep moving. Your guys' choice.
I
Uh,
think we should do the same.
all right. As you get down, I'm going to just sort of following Ed's token. You guys come to a place where you can cross back over. You've already seen in that direction. You head into this larger opening, and once you get into this space, now, Ed, yeah, you can see right behind Ulfi that there is sort of a like cliff shelf on the wall, and you look up and you can see the boots of a sentry up there. You're not sure if he can see you where you're at right now. You don't think you've been spotted, but Ulfi is now talking to another sentry up in this area who is standing on a larger shelf. You got the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah, well, we may as well quit.
Can't win if they've got the high ground.
And this is the way that we think. And I think this is largely because we will play, every 2 weeks. Can I move around and see back this way is where we've already been?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what was in that area? It was a boat ton of ogres who came running out. That's who created
Okay.
the pinch point up here.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think you
And
guys
we saw
peeked,
into that
you
way. So
peeked
like,
into that and saw that it was basically a bunch of ogres who had been hired, and this was sort of where they were like sleeping on furs and matted rugs and
hmm
things like that.
well, I think there's no way through, but through. We've got 2 giants to deal with, and right now we have the jump on them. Unless someone wants to try talking to them.
Everybody slowly turns and looks at Aang.
I'm willing to talk to them.
If it turns violent quickly, we'll follow you up.
All right, Aang, if you want to walk forward, that's up to you.
Walk my full 50 towards it.
Okay. He's still moving in, and so let me see where you're at. I'm going to pull you all the way up here so that we can bring...
Oh, poop. Did he get out of there already?
Did
Oh,
Aang?
no, never
Yeah.
mind. It's fine.
Okay, so Aang, you were up here with everybody. If you're going to move your full 50, you can move 50 from there. I've moved you to here, in case you didn't see it. And you can see sort of this, where this not really a cliff, it's just a small plateau. I mean, it's 10 feet up, so no problem for a monk, but other people might have to deal with it. As you approach, Aang, you can hear that there's a number of beings in this area. So it could get ugly. Um, so, but this guy's still sort of telling you, yeah, I could have sworn, but then, it seemed like there was nothing wrong. So I just came back here to tell you guys nothing wrong here. Everything's normal, situation normal. Hey, is there any more of that chili? And so then, and they're all just sort of, but you didn't even walk the whole way, Ulfie. And so, what do you do?
If it's again my turn,
Yeah.
do 5, 10, 15,
And you guys
20,
can move
25.
forward if you want. It's up to you whether you want to hang back that far or keep moving.
What's the light like in here?
They don't have dark vision, so I think we've been playing it so that there's torches, right? So like all this black stuff is because there's actual columns in your way. You can't see past the column, but otherwise it's lit in here with torches and lanterns and stuff.
Especially when you drop the beat, then it gets real lit.
Nice.
Adam loved it. I really.
That tickles my funny bone.
On that note,
Ed and Paul both just left.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, nope, Dusty, nope.
Oh, while they've stepped away, as a funny thing, I made conversation hearts were one of the things that we made for this month, and so we've got all
Out
these
of
little
clay and pottery.
out of pottery, yes.
Yeah.
And we turned them into magnets. So we've got all of the traditional ones, I'm yours, and blah blah blah, and all that mushy crap. But as a joke, just to see if Kate would notice, next to Be Mine, I made one that says nope, and then next to I'm yours, I made one that says up yours, and he reluctantly made one of each, and I am happy to report that the one that says up yours was the first one to sell. And we also have a set of garden stakes. So it's like, we've got a set for the vegetables that make salsa. We've got oregano and all of that kind of stuff. And every week we're going to hide one in there that says nosy neighbors. Like that's what you have planted in the ground there. I'm really looking forward to watching the faces of people as they're flipping through the stakes and they come across that one and they're like, what? Sorry, that was an aside.
That's funny.
I would like you to make one that says it's my weed. Anyway. All right.
It's not gold, I swear.
Yeah. All right. So, Adam, you were asking a question before we dropped it like it was hot. Did you
So
were
I
you
don't want to just barge in like I do want to kind of slide in. I'm just trying to gauge where the shadows are, if there are any, or ways
well,
that I
where
could just
where where you're at now is shadowy because it's under at a cliff, like at a again, cliff seems a little, I can't think of the right word, but like ledge. You're at the you're
Escarpment.
the 10-foot escarpment. So you are in a shadow currently. Um, you would be shadowed fairly well here where you're at. If you were looking for another one to run to, it seems that this area has light, like they they really should have done a little light guy. They did. They should make it flicker. Uh, uh, torch. So there should be some light coming from this area here that's getting blocked by bodies. So every once in a while you just see shadows moving and the lights just sort of dancing out in front of you. Um, and then you can't see past the ledge escarpment that you're at right now.
tell you what my intention is. My intention is to do my 50 feet. At the end of my turn, I'm dodging. I'm trying to creep into the shadows, and I'd like to identify whom I think is the leader.
Let's see okay, from where you're at right now, all you can really see is Ulfi. Um, if you'd have to move more into the center area to see a little more, or you could creep along the walls to see more if you want behind Ulfi. Oh yeah, well, you can spider climb me. That's true. With the monk, right? Monk walking on walls? Or do you have to be running to do that?
Kind of
Uh,
play it like I just have the ability to kind of grab.
yeah, if you do the run on the wall and jump, that's fine. I am going to give them perception checks on that. Um, but what you notice is giant here, giant over here that I don't think you can see where you're currently at, but you would have seen it moving. And Ulfi's right here. And then it looks like a bunch of ogres or hill giants are hanging out in here. Um, and as far as leaders go, these all look like guards. You're not getting any sense of one of these guys because they're when Ulfi comes in, they're all not going, "Ulfi, you idiot, you do this, you do that." They're all like going, "Oh, that's Ulfi," bahaha, like they're colleagues. Um, so you don't get a vibe of anybody in here is necessarily leading this gang. And I am going to give this guy a perception check. That's not going to be good enough. And give this guy a perception check. About the same amount. And the other guy is still talking. So, I made this guy invisible. He's not supposed to be invisible. Okay. All right. So, do you want to address anybody, or the rest of the team is waiting in the background?
Yeah. Hey, Paul, I'm going to cast with a key point pass without a trace.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
survey the entire field to get an advantage on what everyone looks like. And then I'll come back to the rest of the group and I'll survey.
All right, with Pass Without
If you
Trace, you
want, you
get a
can
plus 10 to your stealth. So give me the stealth check.
roll in D Beyond.
Oh. Oh. And it came in 13 with plus 10. Oh my goodness. Do you have a bonus to stealth at all?
I I do actually. That didn't even take in consideration the pass without a trace because that gives
It
me a plus
only
10.
it only has pass without a
No,
trace.
no,
on it.
he has a plus 10 normally.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so he actually should have had a 23. So, okay, yeah, no, they don't notice you. You can circle around here. You see another guy here. Now, this guy looks like he is smoking up. I'll drag you over so you can see.
He's smoking up. Is that what you said?
He is,
Yep.
but it's not what I meant to say. He's smoking a pipe.
I think when you're stoned, you have disadvantage on perception because you can't open your eyes very wide.
No, also, some of these glaciers are making some sweet patterns, like when I block it with my hand. But no, that's not what's happening. He's actually like
He's just staring at the wall, giggling.
he is not. He is not high. He is smoking
Yes,
like
he
the
is. You
equivalent.
said it. It's
No,
canon.
it's not
It's
canon.
canon.
No, he
Canon.
is smoking the equivalent of a tobacco pipe,
You
and
can't take back canon.
I can.
No take backs.
I
There's
can.
no.
I can. And over here, Adam, you see in here what looks to be a couple of hill giants and several ogres. There might even be a couple orcs in there, in this room here. And they are all like gathered around a big fire, trying to keep
And
warm.
passing a doobie.
No, they're not. They're not.
Everybody's getting stoned in here.
That's who knew the frost giants were such big spleefers.
They're pretty chill,
No,
really.
not stone giants. Stone giants, I think probably, but not frost giants.
They stoned giants.
Anyway,
Is what you meant
so
to say.
no, I didn't. Even at all. Not even a little bit. I didn't mean that.
I am hilarious tonight.
Yeah, you are. You are on fire. Anyway, so
And I'm not even stoned like these giants.
no, they're not. The
Yes, they are. You said it. Canon.
Actually, Paul's tube is on fire.
yes, sometimes. All right, and that is what you see, Adam, walking around doing your surveilling with past that trace, carefully moving through there slowly, because you have to move slowly with stealth. So you slowly move through there, and then you can return back to the group and report.
So I didn't find a leader.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I meant to imply that the guy smoking the pipe. Then we got into the drug use thing. The guy smoking the pipe was kind of the managerial guy. He had a couple more decorations on his armor, and clearly was just like taking a 5-minute break, away from his idiots.
There any
Just like-
other
Just like a stoner to
passages
try to
in the-
blame other people.
No. What was that, Adam?
I said
Any
just like
other
a.
passages? I'm just
Any secret passages? No. Not that you saw. If you want to. If you wanted to do an investigation check, I would allow one. For such things.
And I'll clarify. I'm not looking for secret passages. I'm looking for like hallways going past this area.
This one here, right here.
Okay.
And
There's no disadvantage for that when you're high.
And here, they're not. This is Adam. Adam's not high. Well, or Aang. And neither are the giants. So, not giving myself.
No, man, they're cool. They're cool.
I
We're
don't.
not
It's
high.
all good, man. It's all good.
We're not high.
I don't
They
need
know,
to give.
man.
I don't need to give the giants any more disadvantage than they're already gonna have. All right.
Dude, they
So,
know.
How would they know? There's no way.
I'll go back. I'll report what I see. I have passed without a trace right now,
Mhm.
and I'll explain to the group. I believe that the one southmost is their leader. There are two other hallways. One that looks like it's going southeast, and then another one that appears to be going northeast. None of these appear to be much of a threat to myself nor to you all. If you wish, we could probably walk past them and into one of the hallways.
You have to have when you cast it, they have to be by you, so you can't like extend
So we
it
can't
now.
get the benefit.
Right.
I can cast it again. I can cast it as a key.
Oh, okay.
Pull it up.
I'm all for trying. I do wonder if sounds of combat further in will draw these in behind us, and then we're again facing a battle on two fronts. I'm game to try it. Or you could just tell them that you have a package for their manager and go sell him drugs.
Paul's really happy right now, guys.
There were rails once. We are off them.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
I want to get through this by selling the Jarl weed.
I will follow along with whatever you
But I
think is
should
best.
trade-
I'm just gonna hide.
Weed for the thread. I've got that Fey shit, man.
I'm guessing I'm just waiting for everyone if that's what they choose to do. 2 key points is a lot for Aang to exhaust, and it will be 4 at the end of this.
I'm game to try it. I do worry about about a combat breaking out further in, and having to fight them coming from behind us. If anyone else has other insights,
I guess I would add, if we're taking Kypheria with us, it's going to be really hard for her to stealth through. She's rather, I mean, I'm large. She's even larger.
she volunteered to stay behind if we'd prefer.
If Kypheria comes with us, I feel like we got a better chance.
Not of being unnoticed.
No, but of not dying.
True.
I like the not dying odds.
At the expense of Kypheria.
That's fair. That is a very selfish way for me to think. Thank you for reminding me, Aang.
Well, I mean, I would rather her come with us for us to protect her if she's really this weak, rather than leaving her behind all by herself. I don't know what her condition is. I wasn't privy to the conversation, but leaving her behind seems like she'd be in some trouble. Or maybe I'm
No,
misconstruing the situation.
no, I'm not great. I'm not in great shape. But uh, it will take more than one frost giant to fell me. Um, with you, I'm with all of you, I'm confident, uh, or at least confident enough to give it a go. But
Well,
if you would prefer for me to pretend to still be chained, I can do that as well.
we do know that their Jarl has had misgivings about his arrangement.
Oh yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in and
we-
agonizes about it.
Can we parlay that into an audience with him without further bloodshed?
I think we should try. And if they attack us, we can subdue them and not kill them. And to show
So my
our
thought-
good faith, right?
My thought is, rather than sneaking through, we approach and try to speak with these guards.
Usually
And
Robespierre is our spokesperson. I mean, is that some? Is anybody else feeling so inclined to have that conversation?
I don't feel that I am particularly skilled in such things.
I'm not either. That's why I
Robes will
think
do it.
usually Robes does it.
I'm sure Robes will give it a go, if you would like. So, listen here, giant fellas.
I mean, if we walk forward and they throw rocks at us, then the conversation is short.
Well, maybe we should. Maybe he should call out a conversation. to parlay, time out? Can we have a conversation with your Jarl?
And then if rock throwing needs to ensue, it can. I don't want to stifle their creativity.
You could go back to their leader.
Well, that's who the Jarl is. That's who we're trying to get an audience with.
Oh, he's talking about the sergeant that we were talking about smoking in the back.
The stoner.
Yeah, he's not a stoner. Uh, who even though the stronghold is, I mean, maybe he is, because even though the stronghold is on alert since the initial attack,
he's still taking a smoke break.
Still just taking a smoke break. So
I'm gonna cast Healing Word a couple of times on Robespierre, just at first level.
Okay.
Because
is
if
he
he
hurted?
is gonna
Oh yeah.
a
He's
lot
yeah,
from the last battle.
Man, I've been waiting for other people to be hurt to do a big one.
He's at like
Well,
60%.
But
if
I
we're
should have
having a
probably just done
conversation,
it. Yeah.
there's 10 more.
Okay.
I
he
was
said.
trying to hold off, but I thought, I don't want him getting a rock,
Okay.
hitting a rock in his head. So just a little bit.
So is Rob's gonna call out to parlay? He's gonna just hey giants, kind of thing. We
I
would like an audience with your Jarl, huh? I mean, he would.
in a French way.
If it were Winston, it would be far more French, and he would have a lot more to say about it. But
I'd say with Robes not here, maybe we just roll a persuasion check for him
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
rather than play it out.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna play it out. We're just gonna do the persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay. So he calls it out. Just give me the persuasion. Wow,
Nice.
that's a pretty good, huh? All right.
With the outrageous accent.
Hold. He puts the pipe away.
Moving.
Are you the small folk who attacked in the north portion?
No, we are the small folk who are attacked.
But you're in our home. You want to see the Jarl? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's take you to the Jarl. I think the Jarl would love to see you. Come on out here. Let's bring you to the Jarl. Olfie, get out of the way. All's well.
I'm gonna wild shape into a rat and climb onto Vela's shoulder and
Okay.
hang out with Scrappy. Well,
Okay.
I would tell you, but I just want to do it
perhaps...
before we get too far. So
Yeah.
that way.
Kypheria, maybe you should go back and pretend to be chained while we go have this discussion.
I think you're right.
It's going to be a lot more difficult if you come with us for this.
Yeah.
How tall are the ceilings?
I think 30 feet, but don't hold me to that.
Ooh, get the book.
Tales from Yawning Portal. The ceilings in the lower level caverns are ceilings of small caverns are 30 to 40. Large caverns are 45 to 60. This is a large cavern, so this is 45 to 60 here. Where you are is a small cavern, 35 to 40, or 30 to 40. Giants are 16 to 18 feet tall in this case. The storm giant is 26 feet tall.
Okay.
I think. I know storm giants are super tall.
Paul, I'm going to have Katha stay at max range from me for telepathy. So that's 100 feet between me and Kypheria. And we'll let Kypheria know that if
26 feet.
Everything goes south and we want her to back us up, Katha will let her know.
Got it.
Watch for the signal. What's the signal?
You idiot.
I
A
can't
coatl, a tiny coatl slamming into you repeatedly.
All right. So, are you guys all like? It's not really surrendering, but they are all like holding rocks at you as you approach and say they will take you to the Jarl. And Mary is a rat on.
Rat on me.
Or just another
Despite
rat
all
in
the rage.
I was gonna say a rat in a cage, but
Yeah.
and then all right, and then so Aang is in front here, and all right, so I'm gonna leave Katha where she's at, and then
Hmm.
we'll measure when you get 100 feet away. Would you have done anything different? Will you know when you're farther?
I'm just gonna tell her to follow behind and stay 100 feet away.
Katha.
And
Okay.
the telepathy doesn't care about cover or stone or
Right.
anything. So if she can use the other passageways and stay 100 feet away, I'm telling her to do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna move you guys through all of this slowly so you can see it, so that you're not surprised. You know, like there's nothing worse than me just teleporting you. So you're all brought into.
Nothing worse.
Well, there are some things that are worse,
A few. Yeah.
like stoned giants.
Not
Um,
having any weed when you're in the frost giant's lair.
all right, so you're in sort of their barracks hall right here. This is where the Aang scoped all this out, and you see these hill giants, ogres, and orcs up here, and then he is going to lead you down to the southeast, and I'm gonna grab all of these giants, and I'm gonna make a little cluster here. Giant, 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 and then you guys will make up a giant with all of yourselves.
We're gonna form Voltron.
Yeah, you are. All right. And you're led in this direction. And then the giant's like, excuse me, we didn't make the passages wide enough, so it's going to be a little tight.
Oh, I can recommend a passage guy. He's brilliant.
uh, and then you're led here to a curtain that is drawn, and one of them calls out, uh, Jarl, the tiny folk have surrendered, and they wish to speak to you.
I heard
Is his
tales
name
about this.
Half true. Half true.
is the Jarl's name Carl?
It is.
Jarl Carl.
Carl the Jarl.
It is not. It is Grugnor.
Can we
I
call? Can
lean
we?
over. I lean over to the rat on my shoulder and I say, I've heard tales about this one. We're not supposed to pay any attention to the man behind the curtain.
Nice.
You put him behind a curtain.
I didn't.
Well, you set it up nicely.
All right, hold on. I want to get rid of that curtain, though.
You know, isn't it nice they make like wall lines for your curtain? I mean,
Well,
it's good to block vision, but it's just weird
it's
how it all
so
transfers over.
many things to deal with, yeah.
Yeah, they went
Yeah.
apeshit with the walls in this one.
I agree. What can you guys see? I'm clicked on Aang, and I can't honestly tell what.
Very little.
Okay.
I see a table and chairs. I see a Jarl and maybe his wife.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see if you could see, was his wife was standing behind him.
Uh-huh.
And then a
Yep.
bit into the room behind.
And a bit.
Carla. Carl and Carla.
Her name is Estia. Queen Estia.
Carla. Carla, it is.
So, he will say he looks older, um, like the equivalent of a man in his early 60s. Um, and he steps forward and says, "What is it that you wish to speak to me about before we ground you into the ice itself?"
The Robespierre, he is so talkative. He will speak for the party and explain our plan
All right.
expertly.
Roll that persuasion check.
Got it. Another 19. Come on, roll.
Nice.
When I have to roll for Elva, it's gonna suck.
Robes is going to look at Estia and say, "Hey, Estia, good to see you again."
Nice. Blink. But I'm assuming some of what Robespierre had to do was because you guys were saying the reason you wanted to talk with him was because it was a little
Yeah, really
unclear.
playing on his misgivings about their deal.
Mhm.
Right.
So, and I'm sure that Winston would do a fantastic job of
Right.
this, but just playing up, he has misgivings. We would take the thing away. We're working against Lolth. We can get him out of it.
Those of you who speak all of the languages or speak Giant, which I don't know if like you guys can read, can you like the monks, can you understand all languages as they're spoken? Okay.
That's a fantastical question.
Adam
Well,
just
it is a
nodded.
fantastical game.
It's if they communicate, we can communicate back.
Okay.
Yes, what he said.
All right. So
I wish Giant didn't always sound angry because I can't tell if this is working.
It's very unsettling, I agree.
So you hear Estia whispering in his ear, but because it's Giant whispering, you can those of you who understand Giant, uh, don't let them sway you from this path. You know our plan. You know you must just see it through, and your legacy will be sealed. None will remember any but Grugnor, greatest of the Jarls, my husband, slayer of King Snur. And he sort of looks at her and sort of, I have not slain King Snur, nor is it given that I shall. And he sort of straightens his back and he kind of looks at her a little bit like, uh, you know, hey, you know, don't be telling tales out of school. This isn't true. And then she does a little bit of emotion and a ruin tattooed on her arm glows. Her eyes glow, and he goes, "No, of course you're right. You're right. We must squash these little ones." And he steps forward, and it is too late to begin combat, but that's where we'll pick it up next time. And Adam, can you do one more? I'm sorry. Keep asking for one more, but and that this is the conclusion, and we'll see how it goes. But what I want to make sure what you saw, like if I wasn't clear, like she cast a spell on it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. He
I don't know
did.
if I believe you, Paul, because these giants, like this dude here, they actually look kind of stoned. They're like, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally.
See, I think the frost giants, the way they painted the frost giants for me, they always look like a crabby guy who can't figure out how to work the remote and his bifocals aren't quite focusing and he's just like, why won't this turn the TV on?
When my computer's
Yep.
too close to me at work, when I'm doing this, looking through my trifocals.
That's what they look like to me.
Fair enough. All right, I'll give you that.
But their eyes are red, so I'll give you that in return. All right. Sorry for the sort of jumbly game, y'all. But we are wrapping up this one, and hopefully we get a little bit more clarity on what's happening as far as and what needs to go. Uh, 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 well, the end game really. But when we return, the wrath of King or Jarl Grugnor and his potentially manipulative wife. Um, and thanks everybody for watching. And I think we do not have a Monday game. I think our next time we will be streaming will be next Sunday for Call of Cthulhu. Masks of an Nyarlathotep Hotep. So we'll see you for this game back in 2 weeks' time, 6:30 Sunday. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Sunday.
On Saturday.
Sometimes Saturday. All right. Cheers, everybody.